Offbeat Cinema, brought to you by Mighty Taco. Enjoy the great taste anywhere at mightytaco.com. Terrapin Station, the world's Grateful Dead headquarters at terrapinstationbuffalo.com.
Welcome back, cats and chicks, to yet another far gone and way out version of Offbeat Cinema. I think we could all use some offbeat fun tonight, and we are going to provide it. Right, Theo? You know what, Theo? May I say that you are always in the coffee house and on time, whereas Bird is never on time? What's up with that?
You know, Zelda, that's because I'm always hanging around here, whereas Bird has very little concept of time.
Now, cats, how wrong you are. You know, I'm not late. Well, you know, I may be like 5 minutes late or so, but, you know, in bird time, I calculated to be that I'm actually 9.23 seconds early. You dig?
Yeah, you know, I actually do dig that, Bird, and it does terrify me, not just a little bit.
Yeah, well, we're not going to bicker about it, not tonight, but where were you, Bird?
Well, you know, I was all ready to be here right on time when a guy stopped me and he wanted to get me going on some mysterious packets of seeds.
Oh, well, anyway, I'm glad you could make it on time, or make it, period. But because we have one very, very cool movie tonight, and it's called The Day of the Triffids.
Oh yeah, you know, this is a good one, Zelda. It's one of those very hip British sci-fi films like Village of the Damned or Gorgo, and it has a very special look and feel about it. And in fact, it was based on a story written by the same writer who did Village of the Damned. So I think that this is probably a cut above the average sci-fi film.
Oh yeah, definitely, Theo. You know, because this movie tells the tale of a huge meteor shower that blinds everybody that happened to watch it. And if that weren't enough, the meteors also bring these seeds. Hey, wait a minute. But, you know, these seeds in the movie turn into monstrous carnivorous plants that try to take over the world.
Whoa, this film has an eeriness to it that I think was borrowed by some of the end of the world movies from the 1970s. Yeah, like Omega Man has a very similar vibe.
But like now, check it out. Day of the Triffids from 1962, starring Howard Keel and the always hot Jeanette Scott.
Oh, great Scott.
In nature's scheme of things, there are certain plants which are carnivorous, or eating plants. The Venus flytrap is one of the best known of these plants. A fly, drawn to the plant by a sweet syrup, brushes against trigger bristles. Just how these plants digest their prey has yet to be explained. There is much still to learn about these fascinating eating plants. This is a newcomer, Triffidus celestus, brought to Earth on the meteorites during the Day of the Triffids.
All reports confirm that the world is witnessing an unprecedented shower of meteorites. There is no record of a display such as this in recorded history. At observatories, astronomers are noting this fantastic phenomenon and are carefully calculating the effect on our solar system. The consensus of opinion is that the meteorites burn up from the intense heat before they reach the Earth. meteorites continues unabated. This is a thrilling, once-in-a-lifetime spectacle that simply must be seen.
Once-in-a-lifetime spectacle. Free tickets. Take any seat in the house. Here I am.
Here's Dr. Soames to see you, Mr. Mason.
Look, Doctor, why can't I take a look at what's going on outside? You're going to take the bandages off in the morning anyway.
I'm afraid not, Mr. Mason. After an eye operation such as yours, it's best to wait the full 10 days. 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, Nurse Jefferson.
Yes, Doctor. 8 o'clock.
Well, have a good night, Mr. Mason.
Thank you. See you in the morning, I hope.
I hope so.
I'll have that cigarette. Open your mouth, please.
Ah.
Now, this should give you a good night's rest. Lie back, Mr. Mason. I'm going to put your bed down.
Miss Jameson, are you really as pretty as they say you are?
By tomorrow morning, you'll be able to answer that question for yourself.
Tomorrow morning. Do you really think I'll be able to see?
By tomorrow night, you'll be in Southampton, on board your ship, and ready for duty.
Aye, aye, ma'am.
Good night.
Good night.
We interrupt our program to remind you that the spectacular display of meteorites is still turning the night sky into a blazing display of fireworks. All over the world at this moment, astonished...
Look, I can't leave this specimen at the moment. Why don't you go up the tower and have a look? It sounds very spectacular.
Sure it is. Some tobacco company probably found a new way to light up the sky to sell more cigarettes. Where did you hide it this time?
It's in the cupboard. It's always in the same cupboard. I was hoping we could get back to dissecting that stingray this evening.
Here we go again. The subject is Tom Goodwin, brilliant marine biologist. I'm bored with stingrays. I really don't care why a stingray stings.
What do you care about, Tom?
You really want me to tell you?
You know, sooner or later you're going to have to face the fact. Day and night. Drunk or sober. In a lecture room or a lab or a deserted lighthouse off the coast of Cornwall.
To hell with it. Meteors and all, who cares?
I care what happens to us.
Karen, you're a nice girl. Heaven knows how you talked yourself into marrying me.
All right. What do you want us to do?
I don't know what you want to do, but well, I want to get away from this island. Look, all this pretense of doing important experiments.
It was your idea, remember? 6 months away from the university, a time to do field work.
Oh, let's clear out of here! Look, let me go back where I can buy a bottle of scotch whenever I feel like and not wait for a rotten boat to bring me a single bottle every 7 days.
What about the equipment?
Leave it.
What about the fish?
Oh, throw them back in the sea!
Fine. We'll leave the island tomorrow. The boat's due in the morning.
We are awaiting word from the Australian establishment, but in all likelihood the reports will confirm that we are witnessing a most beautiful display of meteorites exploding. The BBC will be on the air all night tonight to keep you well posted on this truly historic and marvelous display of nature at its best.
time to time with the latest reports as they reach us.
Eight, 9, 9. Miss Jameson. Hello? 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 Miss Jameson? Dr. Soames? Miss Jameson? Can anybody hear me? Dr. Soames.
Bill Mason.
I'm sorry. I just couldn't wait to get those bandages off.
You can see, Mason?
Yes. But I can't believe what I see. What's happened?
Would you please take me to my office? Now try the other eye. You certain the beam's on the pupil?
Yes, sir.
All right. That's enough. Is the blind drawn in here?
Yes, sir.
Would you be kind enough to pull it up?
What is it, Dr. Soames? What's happened?
The optic nerves are gone. The glare of the meteorites last night. You're probably one of the few people left in London who can still see this morning, Mason. I don't envy you. I don't think I'd care to see the things that you're likely to see. In the outer office in my desk, you'll find a black leather kit. Would you be good enough to get it for me?
Of course. No, it's not there. Ah, here it is.
No sign of the boat?
No sign of anything. Should have been here hours ago.
There's nothing on the radio either. I've been trying all morning. I suppose you're losing valuable drinking time. I'm sorry.
Look out. Repeat. The entire population of England appears to be afflicted with blindness as a result of watching the meteorite shower last night. This is the Royal Dockyard at Devonport. A number of naval personnel have escaped blindness. We are trying to set up a rescue center. All those who are still able to see are urged to make their way to the dockyard. Urgent warning. All of England appears to be infested with a strange new plant that can inflict a fatal sting. It is also rumored that this plant can uproot itself and move about. If you are blind, stay indoors. If you can see, keep a constant lookout. We will return to the air with further bulletins. Stay tuned to this wavelength.
Blindness. Men killing plants. I'm not drunk, am I?
Wish you were.
And how do we get off this island?
Where would we go?
Zelda, Bird, I can't think of anything stranger than the plot of this film.
Oh, come on. There's got to be something stranger than the day of the Triffids.
I can tell you something stranger than the day of the Triffids.
What?
The mail is in.
Oh, yay!
mail
The
is
stranger,
in.
the better. We love strange mail.
We do.
What do you got there, Theo?
And speaking of strange mail, this is from Jay Jocelyn, who
A strange mail?
who comes from, writes to us from Chillicothe, Ohio. And Jay, who's a very cool cat, says, I keep watching the skies, except when Zelda is around, I can't keep my eyes off of her.
Well, I don't find that strange. Thank you, thanks, I dig that. Oh, and this is from Myra Holmes. Myra, Lancaster, California, or is it Myra Lancaster, California? Anyway, oh, it's Myra Holmes, here it is. Myra Holmes says, I look forward to seeing you cats and kittens each weekend. I make sure I get things done so I can watch. That's very groovy of you, Myra.
Get the housework done to watch
Get it
Offbeat
done.
Cinema. And now we come back to Buffalo for our friend Andrew Wiersba, who really dug Bucket of Blood, dug House of the Seven Corpses, which he was looking forward to seeing, and gave us his wish list. This Island Earth, Don't Answer the Phone, Day of the Triffids, hey, Your Dreams Come True, Picture Dorian Gray, Pit in the Pendulum, and Don't Look in the Basement, which we all know is also a great Ramones song. You know, we love it when you send us emails, when you put pen to paper and send us letters, so keep doing it, friends. Send it to the address on the screen and do it now before the show's over.
That's right, cats. And you know we dig being social. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We're there for you. We dig your comments. Just keep them coming. Keep them coming.
And don't forget about our website, www.offbeatcinema.tv. Very cool. Be sure to check it out. But right now, check out Day of the Triffids on Offbeat Cinema.
Dig.
Remain calm. Do not move about. The only danger is that you will injure yourselves or accidentally start fires. Do not smoke. Do not light matches. Stay clear of all electrical equipment. We are doing everything possible to get help. We will
Are any trains running?
I don't know. Suddenly it went dark and I can't see. Can you help me, sir? Please, can you help me?
Beg pardon, sir. You help me out.
Excuse me, sir. I couldn't help overhearing.
If you could just help me to a taxi.
If you could just make a telephone call for me to my
I'd
wife,
be happy
please.
to pay. Please help yourself to my purse.
I'm sorry. There are no taxis. And the phones don't work.
see. I must find my little boy.
What does your little boy look like?
You can see.
But of course I can see. Why shouldn't I?
Oh, thank goodness. Perhaps you can help me.
Here, just a minute. Where's the one who can see?
Not me. This little girl here.
Girlie, see, girlie?
Yes.
Come on!
No, let go!
Come on!
Here.
Out of my way! Go away, I tell you! Go away! Drop that child. Thief! You thief!
Were you in that train all by yourself?
I was in the luggage van.
What are you doing in there?
I ran away from that stupid boarding school.
Where are your parents?
I haven't any. I'm part of an estate. The bank in London takes care of me.
Well, the banks are closed.
Why is he barking?
I don't know. Come on, we find out. That's nothing. Come on. Stay here. Come on, let's go down to my ship. I wish I could understand French.
I can.
What's he saying?
Tous les gouvernements sont priés à envoyer immédiatement leurs représentants au palais
It's Paris. He says they're calling a meeting. A disaster meeting. At the Palais du Chaillot.
Ici Paris. Ici Paris.
There must be others who can see. We could just make contact.
Flight 356 from Cape Town calling. Request tower standby for emergency landing. Please talk us down. Please talk us down. Tower, can you read me? Tower, can you read me? Mayday, Mayday. Tower, please come in. Please talk us down. Please talk us down. There's still no reply, sir.
Keep trying.
Flight 356 from Cape
Fuel's
Town.
just about gone, sir.
How much longer? Any moment now, sir. Emergency landing. Please talk us down. Tower, can you read me? Tower, can you read me? Mayday, mayday. Tower, please come in.
I've got the passengers quiet again, sir, but it won't last much longer. They want to know what's happening. I've got to tell them something.
Tell them everything's all right and not to worry. Tell them to fasten their safety belts and we're coming in to land.
Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, please fasten your safety belts as we are about to land. I assure you, everything's all right. Thank you.
Fasten your safety belts, please. Fasten your safety belts and no smoking, please. The belt all right? The pilot. Is he blind too?
Blind?
Oh, don't be silly. He's perfectly
Blind?
all right.
Blind?
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 Blind? Oh, there's no pilot. The pilot blind. Everybody's getting sit down. There's no panic.
Mayday, mayday. Tower, please come in.
Tom, there's one of those plants growing out there.
Where?
It's on the ledge by the cove. How about this? I'm coming with you.
Keep behind me. There's no sense in getting killed by a plant.
I thought you didn't care what happened to you anymore.
I don't. But I picked a much pleasanter way to die.
Tom, it was here. I know it was here.
Come on, let's get back inside. It's all right. It's all right.
Ici Paris. Bulletin in English. Because of worldwide disruption, it is impossible for delegates to gather. Paris itself, with its millions of helpless inhabitants, has become dangerous. This will be our last broadcast. There is no one here who can see. There is no one left.
Well, welcome back to Offbeat Cinema. I hope you cats are digging tonight's movie, The Day of the Triffids. You know, I was just reading a few gardening tips here, and it says that Triffids are a lot like mint. They need to be kept in a container or they will take over, and not just the garden, but they will take over the world.
Not just the garden, but the entire world.
That is what it says here, but placed in a box and properly pruned each spring, the Triffids make great ornamentals for just about any home.
Well, there you have it. And now back to Day of the Triffids on Offbeat Cinema.
And it smells so good.
There's nothing, Bill. We're lost, aren't we, Bill?
Let me see that map again.
Bill, look! Thank goodness, Mr. Cocker! But you are not Mr. Cocker.
You can see.
You do?
Well, do you live near here?
5 kilometers.
Well, show us the way.
Mr. Rand, thank heavens.
Mr. Cocker, this is Mr. Mason and Susan.
Hello.
Oh, you found some more? Miss Cocker, this is Mr. Mason and Susan.
How do you do, Miss Cocker?
They can see.
Oh, good. I do hope you'll stay and help us.
How many blind people do you have here?
About 40. But you must be very hungry.
My sister and I were touring France. We collided with Miss Durant's car. Both our cars were ruined. No one was badly hurt. But we were all three under sedation that night.
Thanks to Miss Durant, the shelter became a hospital.
Yes, a tragic irony. The sick stayed well, and the healthy became blind. Your daughter is very sleepy.
Come along, my dear.
Good night, Daddy.
How old is your daughter, Miss Mason?
Susan is not my daughter. We found each other in London, and since then we've sort of been stuck with each other.
There's nothing to be afraid of. We're all friends here. Bettina, I want you to meet Susan. She's an English girl who's just arrived.
Hello, Susan.
Hello.
I brought her to you, Bettina, because she still feels strange here, and you speak English. I'll call by later and tuck you in.
But you can't see.
How can you tell?
I'm finding I can tell a great many things. I think it's the way people react when you touch them. Let's see if I can tell anything more about you.
Can you tell how old I am?
You're 13.
I'm only 12.
But you're a very grown-up 12, aren't you?
I think I am.
Curly, blonde hair, right?
Right.
And brown eyes?
That's right.
And you've got a good sense of humor, too. I can tell because you've got the nicest laugh lines around your mouth. I'll tell you something else, too. We're going to be good friends.
Until things get back to normal, you are welcome to stay here and help us.
The past few days, I've seen London, Paris, and a lot in between. Things are never going back to normal.
So I've tried to impress on Miss Durant.
I have faith, Mr. Mason.
Faith is fine, Mr. Durant, but we'll need a lot more than that if we're going to survive.
Why shouldn't we survive?
Well, in France alone, there's over 50 million people, almost every one of them blind. There's going to be starvation, fire, pestilence. Anyone caught in the middle of it doesn't stand a chance. I think we ought to get out of here and go on to Spain.
How can you know it's any better there?
I don't.
And even so, how could we get all the people there?
We couldn't.
Mr. Mason, you are just running away.
Look, Mr. Durant, I've told you what things are like. If you sit here with your eyes closed and let this thing run over you, you're the one who's running away.
Perhaps you'll change your mind. I hope you and Susan will decide to stay and help us. Good night.
Good night.
A warm, generous-hearted woman, but I'm afraid very stubborn.
The lights are on again.
Yes, they've got the electricity going.
Who turned all the lights on?
Oh, it happened, Mr. Corker. France is back to normal. Maybe I can reach someone on the phone.
They have the lights on?
Yes, isn't it wonderful?
Hello? Hello?
I'm afraid you won't get an answer, Mr. Durant.
Why are you so sure I won't get an answer?
I put some fuel in the auxiliary motor for the generator, and as long as it lasts, we'll have light. But there's nothing I can do about the phone.
Cortex of the root system.
It's good to see you working again, Tom.
I assure you, it's not for the greater glory of science. I just want us to survive.
We will.
Damn it all, I'm not even a botanist.
Is it a plant or an animal?
Who knows? It doesn't seem to have any central nervous system. No circulation.
Then how does it move?
All plants move. They don't usually pull themselves out of the ground and chase you. We could find out how this thing functions. We might figure out an easier way of killing it.
Look, you must get some sleep.
There's no time.
Just an hour. Then I'll wake you, I promise.
got out. It came to life and it got out. They regenerate.
It's like annelids, like worms. Cut them in half and you can't kill them. There's no telling how many of them are out there. Get the hammer and nails.
In your own coffin.
Triffid. A what? A Triffid. The original Triffid, the kind I saw in a greenhouse several years ago, was known to have come to Earth in a meteorite. This reappearance must have been caused by the meteorite explosion of the other night.
Why should they attack people?
Most plants thrive on animal waste, but I'm afraid this mutation possesses an appetite for the animal itself. This must be how they propagate.
There are millions of them.
One light wind and they're everywhere.
You all right?
Come on. It's my ankle. I can't go on.
Oh, come on, I'll tell you.
No.
Coker? Coker? Susan, what's the matter? What's going on? And what is it?
Some men. Convicts, I think. They've taken all the girls in there and made them dance with them. They brought all kinds of food and whiskey.
How many are there?
I don't know, but there's a lot.
And they can see?
Yes.
Where's Miss Durant?
She's in there with them. But Bill, they said they'd kill anyone who...
Now stay here and lock all the doors. But don't open for anyone but me, hmm? Susan's out in the car.
You are not one of us.
Come on. Susan, open up.
I can't open it.
Susan, get over there to the side.
The thing I said to you back to the chateau, I had no right to say them.
Well, makes you feel any better. I probably would have said the same thing under the circumstances. Feel guilty, hmm?
Maybe.
You know why?
Why?
Because you survived. Bettina, Coker, and all the rest dead. And you're alive, and you wonder why.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, I know the feeling. In the war, you get a ship shot up from underneath you. All your friends gone, only a handful left. You ask yourself, why me? Why not someone better?
Where will we go in Spain?
Well, there's a big American naval base in southern Spain, at Cadiz. They're equipped for disaster. They get supplies, they're disciplined.
So we are the French at Toulon.
Negative.
5% nitric acid solution, negative.
It's not that I expected a miracle. I didn't think we'd find a magic bullet, but nothing, absolutely nothing seems to affect this tissue.
They live, they grow, they take nourishment. They have sensory response, they absorb and expend energy. No matter what they're made of, there must be something that'll interrupt their life cycle.
Well, fundamentally, it's a simple problem, like finding a weed killer. No help out there. Been nothing in the air for days.
Can't help thinking about that last radio call from Devonport. The way the place caught fire and blew up like that, it was like listening to the end of the world.
Well, it's not the end of the world. Not quite yet. There's an answer here in front of us. There has to be.
If we're going to find the answer, we'd better find it pretty soon.
What are they doing up?
They're staring in at us like guards outside a condemned cell.
Well, let's get through this checklist again.
Right.
Are we on the right road for Cadiz?
I think so.
What's the matter, Bill?
I don't know. Well, we'll find out.
Hello, is anybody here?
Please, please, come in. Come in. Oh, God. Teresa! Teresa, ven pronto. Ha llegado gente, pueden ver. Nos ayudarán. I knew it, that's my rope. Luis de la Vega.
I'm Bill Mason. This is Susan and Mr. Rapp.
But please, Teresa, 3 guests. This is my wife, Teresa.
Welcome. Now we know that we are not the only 2 people left in this part of the world.
I believe that someone will arrive to help us. That's why I put up the rope. You see, we are expecting a baby and we need someone who can help. Perhaps the 2 ladies could.
You can't see. Both seem so natural.
My wife has been blind for many years. Now she's teaching me how to get around. But you ladies will stay and help her.
Of course we will.
Please, please be seated, all of you. I'll go and get some food.
We'll help. Come along, Susan.
We were trying to get to Cadiz.
But you don't know about that.
Know about what?
They had to evacuate the naval base.
Well, they did? How?
By submarine. I heard it on my radio. Some submarines that were submerged during the night of the meteorites, their entire crews were all right. I tried to contact them with my transmitter, but something went wrong. I can neither transmit nor receive.
Well, let's take a look at it. Maybe I can fix it.
Oh, are you familiar?
Yes. As the first mate, I have to at least have a working knowledge of it.
From the Gibraltar Rescue Center. Final survivor pickup will be on Saturday at Alicante. We repeat our warning. Vast bands of Triffids are roaming the area. Do not travel at night. Barricade all doors. We repeat our warning. Do not travel at night. Barricade all doors. Final survivor pickup will be on Saturday at Alicante.
Well, that's tomorrow. We'll leave the first thing in the morning. that'll work. Now, when I tell you, turn that switch, hmm?
Okay, Susan, turn it on.
Well, it works.
All right, Susan, you can turn it off now.
Is baby born?
Yes, it's a boy.
How is he?
Fine.
And the mother?
She's weak, but I suppose that's to be expected.
Hey, that's Susan.
Look.
Susan, go turn on the switch. Current's weakening.
Susan, get back to the house.
Just don't have enough power. Come on.
Keep the engine running.
Why do they keep coming back?
I don't know, Susan. And there must be some reason.
Maybe they can hear us.
Hmm? Hey, maybe that's it. Maybe it's sound that attracts them. That generator. Come on, Susan. You're right. It's sound that attracts them. But if sound leads them to us, it can lead them away, too.
Like Pied Piper of Hamelin.
Yeah. Yeah, like the Pied Piper. Susan, you've hit it. Come on. Now, when it's gone, open up the gates and take off. But until then, no noise at all. All right? Now, come on.
What about you?
I'll see you in Alicante. Winter's up, hmm?
Time to get aboard, miss. We're sailing.
The submarine will depart in 5 minutes. Our life rafts will continue to search for survivors.
This is the Gibraltar Rescue Center for the Mediterranean area. Our pickup at Alicante has been made on schedule. This is the final rescue operation for the present. Stay tuned to this wavelength for further bulletins. Repeat. Stay tuned to this wavelength for further bulletins.
How far is Gibraltar?
Too far to swim. Let's get back to work. Get away from that window. Stop staring at them.
I'm sorry, Kieran. I'm sorry.
The seawater's dissolving them!
seawater. 2/3 of the earth is covered with it. You hunt and you search, and all the while the answer's right in front of you.
A simple method had been found to destroy the Triffids. Seawater, from which life on Earth had sprung, became the means of preserving life on Earth. Mankind survived, and once again had reason to give thanks.
Wow, a classic sci-fi film if ever there was one, and a perfect movie to show on a night like tonight. We hope you enjoyed this one, and it is a perfect example of the sort of movies we show here on Offbeat Cinema.
Yes, 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 I can dig that, Theo, but you know, one thing just left me just a little empty. I wanted to learn more about the Triffids themselves, and you know, did you know that there was a band from the 80s from Australia named the Triffids? Just kind of makes you wonder how it all ties together, doesn't it?
Yeah, Bird, it all certainly does. It does. But Cats, thank you so much for joining us tonight. And be sure to watch us again next week, because we promise, as always, to show you the movies that must be shown, the good, the bad, and the foreign.
So until then, if you are within the sounds of our voices, please keep watching the sky.
And now, folks, it's time to say goodnight. We sincerely appreciate your patronage and hope we've succeeded in bringing you an enjoyable evening of entertainment. Please drive home carefully and come back again soon. Good night.